Welcome to the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, April 11th. Over the last 2 weeks, we've seen fairly dry conditions across the Great Basin. The only precipitation over the last week has been over the northern third of the region, and this has still been below normal. Some areas that saw near to just above normal precipitation over the last 2 weeks have been parts of the eastern half of Utah. However, the rest of the Great Basin have seen well below normal precipitation. The only new snowfall over the last 72 hours has been over parts of Idaho into Wyoming, and then the snow depth is indicated on the right with snowpack in the higher elevations. However, the snowpack has been dropping and is now below 50% of normal over much of Nevada into Utah, and still somewhere between about 50 and 70% of normal over Idaho into Wyoming and parts of northern Utah. Looking at the satellite loop from this morning, you can see a strong low pressure system in the Pacific Northwest, which will be dropping southeast. This will be causing very strong winds today across Nevada and Utah, along with increasing precipitation, cloud cover, and cooler temperatures. Looking at the weather pattern for later this afternoon, that area of low pressure pushes into western Idaho. So again, very strong winds over much of Nevada and Utah, and then precipitation continues to spread east across Idaho, Wyoming, into northern Nevada and northern Utah. Dispersion will be quite good, obviously, with the strong winds today across the Great Basin. These winds will be stronger across Nevada and Utah. In this area shaded in brown are gusts above 45 or 50 miles per hour. We'll likely see gusts above 60 miles per hour in some wind-prone areas. So again, very strong winds. This brings the potential for down power lines, certainly wind damage in some areas that have the strongest winds. So again, very windy, cooler temperatures. However, we will see obviously high mixing heights with the exception of areas in the far north. As we move into Tuesday, this area of low pressure tracks east into the northern Rockies. We'll continue to see some precipitation across the northern third of the Great Basin with still breezy winds across much of the area. This precipitation, along with the colder temperatures, will drop snow levels to many valley floors. So we will see some rain in the lowest elevations, but also low snow levels, bringing mixed precipitation and snow to many areas as well. Good dispersion will continue on Tuesday with those breezy winds, although the winds Tuesday will not be as strong as what we'll see today. So looking at the winds, you can see, again, winds still breezy to gusty across all of the Great Basin, but not quite as strong as what we'll see today. We will see many gusts in the 40s across most of the area and even some stronger winds up across parts of Idaho and Wyoming. Mixing heights will remain moderate to high in all locations. On Wednesday, another system pushes into the area, so we'll see continued cloud cover and some light precipitation over the northern half of the Great Basin. Still dry spots will be far southern Nevada, the Arizona Strip, and far southern Utah. Dispersion on Wednesday still remains good with, again, that breezy westerly flow. On Wednesday, gusty winds in the 30s to probably 40 or maybe even 45 miles per hour across the higher terrain of Utah. We'll see those breezy winds all across Nevada, southern Idaho, and into Wyoming with good mixing heights. Obviously, with the stronger winds, we're looking at very high clearing indices statewide for Utah for the next few days. Forecast amounts of precipitation are shown here. You can see obviously the heavier amounts will be tied to the higher terrain of Utah, Idaho, and into the Sierra, with lighter precipitation over parts of northern Nevada and Utah in the lower elevations. However, still southern Idaho and northeast Nevada will see some fairly good rainfall amounts, or at least precipitation amounts, above a quarter or half inch. Again, much of this will be falling as mixed precipitation or snowfall. And again, some of the drier spots still being southern Nevada and parts of the Arizona Strip. As we move into Thursday, we have more systems dropping down from the north, so still keeping this breezy westerly flow, unsettled conditions with cooler temperatures and some precipitation. And as we move into Friday, we'll start to see some warmer and drier weather in southern areas. Temperatures in the meantime will likely drop to about 10 to 20 degrees below normal in some areas early this week. We will see temperatures returning a little bit closer to normal or just below normal later in the week into the weekend. And by Saturday, that next storm system moves in. So again, an increase in winds yet again. Even though we will see breezy winds all week long, we will see them enhance somewhat this weekend as that next low moves in with the better chances of precipitation across the northern half of the Great Basin. Then by Sunday, possibly drier and warmer conditions over southern areas with these weaker systems passing by to the north. The precipitation from Thursday through early Saturday, again, just the better chances of precipitation over the northern half of the Great Basin with still drier conditions in southern areas. The 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from April 18th to the 24th, shows warmer and drier conditions for southern areas of the Great Basin and still cooler conditions as those systems continue to pass by, affecting northern areas with better chances of above normal precipitation in the Pacific Northwest and also into Idaho and near normal precipitation elsewhere. But the main signature for April is going to be storm systems moving through, bringing periods of some light shower activity to the north and still keeping drier conditions in the south. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Thursday for the latest updates.